The former chairman of the Japanese car giant Nissan has arrived in Lebanon, saying that he's escaped injustice and political persecution in Japan. Carlos Ghosn was arrested in Tokyo in 2018 over allegations of financial misconduct, which he denies. He was released from custody under strict bail conditions, including not being allowed to leave the country. In a statement, Ghosn said that he had been trapped in a rigged Japanese justice system and had to escape. Michael Penn is the president of the Shingetsu News Agency, who joins us now live via Skype from Tokyo. Good to have you with us, Michael. Given those strict bail conditions, how was Ghosn able to leave Japan?
Well, that's the story that all the journalists in Tokyo are pursuing right now, and the answers have not become clear. He was, as far as we knew, under house arrest, including cameras monitoring his movements inside the house. So how did he suddenly show up in Lebanon? This is something nobody expected, and nobody has been able to explain yet. This is the big question. How did he get out, and who helped him get out? Because it's impossible to believe that he did this all as one individual. Obviously, he either paid people or people from outside came in to help him escape.
He says he's escaped injustice and political persecution in Japan. What's likely to be the reaction to that there?
Well, probably if the past is any guide, the Japanese government will just dismiss those allegations and try to ignore them as much as they can. It is a view that many observers will sympathize with, because there are deep flaws in the Japanese legal system, and the way that Ghosn was being handled was very much a kind of a railroad job. But on the other hand, there's also a large stream of thought that even if the Japanese system is deeply flawed, its justice system, it would have been much better for him to stay and fight and suffer the punishment if it came, because that would be better for those who he's kind of left behind here. There will be other court cases in the future where the police and prosecutors won't want to let suspects go because of what Ghosn did.
So what happens to the case against him now? And will we ever know whether he was guilty of what he was actually accused of?
Well, under the Japanese legal system, once you are indicted, you have a 99% chance of being convicted. So it's kind of too much to expect that the truth would come out, you might say, during a Japanese trial in any case. But what will happen now is a good question. That's another thing we don't know the answer to yet. There's probably a large chance that it will more or less be dropped for the time being, because the case is also an international embarrassment for Japan. So in some sense, it's not a bad thing for the government here either.
Michael, just remind us, in what sort of state is the company that he once chaired, the car giant Nissan?
Nissan's in trouble since he left, and actually shortly before he left. Its sales and financial situation began to decline. During the year or so, he's been under legal trouble. Things have gotten worse for the company. They had a president who tried to take control and then was taken out. And they just lost their number 3 person, who was supposed to be the person handling the turnaround. So Nissan itself is in considerable difficulty now.
Good to talk to you, Michael. Many thanks indeed. Michael Penn, there, the president of the Shingetsu News Agency in Tokyo.